people, Jenny here,
KB.
and we are going to do a reaction video today. Yay! We watched a video from Schnee where he was talking about the scene at the end of episode 9 of Arcane. Oh, say it.
Arcane.
Arcane. And he was answering the question of why Jinx said you changed to Vi. And some people think that is kind of odd. They think that Vi hasn't changed. He had a multitude of information he went through, and we want to react to a few different points. So the first thing that he said, I have them written down over here, he said that Jinx knew she was either going to sit in the Jinx chair or the powder chair. And here's what we think about that. We think that Jinx knew that there was no way that she was going to be sitting in the powder chair. If you think about it, if Vi had gone through with killing Caitlyn and it was Jinx's fault, how could she go back to innocent Powder after that?
Powder would never want her to kill someone.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Powder, I mean, I don't know that Powder cared that much about other people, but I think that she was much more innocent than Jinx is. She didn't have the same kind of hatred in her.
No.
So after having gone through that experience, how could she go back to being the young, innocent Powder?
Jinx's mind, she's like, I'm gonna say anything I can to get you on my side.
Mm-hmm,
She's just like what Vi does to get her something that she wants.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true. Yeah, that's very true. She's taking one out of Vi's playbook, for sure. Okay, and then he went through several options. The first one was that the fact that Vi could have changed because she was going after Silco and his gang, which he said she didn't change because of that. She always went after Silco and his gang, which we agree. Mm-hmm. She, of course, always did. There is one slight difference, though, which is that Jinx was not on that team at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't her team that Vi was going against.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's true.
Yeah. So, but overall, we agree with that point.
Yeah.
The option 2 that he mentions is that, let's see, decides not to kill Cupcake. The fact that Vi decides that she can't go through with it. And we agree that she might think that that is different. But we also think that Jinx may not be aware of the fact that Vi doesn't generally use guns.
No.
She probably thought about her older sister having some more violent tendencies and always saw her like really tough, beating people up, doing what she had to do. But we never saw her, especially young her, we never saw her at all shooting anyone.
Nope.
And killing them that way. No. I think she's very like hand-to-hand combat and kind of sees the strength in that and like going person to person rather than sort of a more precise and much more harmful and direct attack, such as using a gun.
And she just puts people unconscious, you know? That's what she does. She takes them out and she just leaves them, and she would never attack someone who's not armed.
Yeah, so she definitely didn't change in the fact that she's not willing to kill Caitlyn. Yeah, even though Caitlyn is an enforcer. So there's that kind of stewing in the pot. But yeah, we can see how Jinx maybe didn't realize that that was the case. The next thing was that, yes, which is the next option, option 3, that yes, she did love other people, not just Powder. We agree with this. And, you know, maybe Powder didn't realize it, but we definitely saw how how Vi was really like the whole group, the whole chosen family. She cared about them a lot, and Echo was like a little brother to her. He's so freaking cute. Yeah, so we definitely agree that Vi did always love people other than Jinx, and Jinx would have seen that maybe. Jinx kind of knew that, you know, her big sis was looking out for her, because she was what we 100% believe her full sister. Definitely her older sister.
Yeah. That'll be for another video.
Yeah, of where we saw someone saying that they didn't think that they were actually related, but we believe that they are.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we do think that, you know, to an extent, I do think that Vi, like, did put her sister's safety in some ways above other people's.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Of
Just
course.
like when Milo was trying to be like, oh, she just gets a pass, and she's like, yeah, she gets a pass. But she's like a little cutie and a little sister.
Yeah.
And didn't do anything intentional, so.
No, she didn't mean to do all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so she did to an extent get put up a little bit before. But yeah, of course, Vi was willing to risk so much for Vander. So of course she loved other people. But I also, like, Jinx was so single visioned. She's just like, Vi, I need you with me. I need you to love me. I need to know that you're on my side. So to an extent, how much was she aware of Vi loving other people? I don't know. We don't know. But we do agree with this one. So option 4 is that Vi teamed up with Cupcake, who is an enforcer. And Schnee said he felt like this didn't matter anymore by this point, because at first first things first, Savika was the one who planted in Jinx's head, oh, she's here with an enforcer. She's looking for you. Yeah.
She's not looking for you at all.
Yeah. So
The gemstone.
So that kind of started it out being about that.
Yeah.
And then when they did meet up, they had their sweet 1 second of a reunion, and then she saw Caitlyn and was like, you did bring an enforcer, and she says it in that way. And it was very much, that was very much part of it. And Schnee said that he thought by this point, however, the fact that she was an enforcer didn't quite matter as much. And we are kind of on the fence about this one. We agree that it wasn't the primary reason that she changed, but we think that Jinx definitely does think that she's changed, because she saw Vi as someone who hated enforcers, who hated everything Piltover stood for, and really wanted to go to war with them. So that's how Jinx knew Vi, as this little angry teen who hated everything that wasn't what she knew.
Yeah.
She blamed them for all of their troubles. So yeah, that's one thing that we disagree on. We think that that has something to play with, at play with Jinx saying she's changed. So now we get to go through Schnee's answers, which I thought was really fun to listen to during the video. And his first answer was that Vi absolutely, is that it? Oh no, his Vi didn't change. That really, that Jinx is wrong. And what we think about this idea is that we think this is true to an extent, but is not the reason for Jinx saying this. Yeah. Because yes, Vi was in prison for 7 years, but she hasn't been for the last few days before this goes down. And so, yeah, she didn't change while she was in prison, but she changed after.
Yeah.
We think that she did change after getting out of prison. Yeah. And there's a quote from the show saying where Vi says to Caitlin as Vi is running through and doing all her parkour that she says and Caitlin catches up like long time later after kind of wobbling her way through. She's so cute, isn't she, during that scene?
She was like,
yeah, you're doing it. We were saying she gets
she gets an A for effort.
Yeah, she gets an A for effort. We were like, look at her, she's doing it.
You see the little dude that was at the beginning, like, oh my god.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
The guy that she saw upstairs too.
At the train station.
Yeah, but we're like, you gotta hand it to her. She wasn't like, poof, I'm gonna go in there anyway.
Yeah.
She's like, all right, I'm gonna give it a try, even though it's not something I know anything about. Anyway, we digress. Anyway, during that scene, Vi says my little sister could do that when she was 7, which Schnee says that wasn't true. And he said that she was saying that because she also has an idealized image of Jinx as powder and like sees her that way. I don't think that she, I mean, I'm sure that she in general does. I think she has this idealized vision of powder as her sweet baby sister, as I think we all do. Like we all see somewhere in our siblings like, that's my sibling. Like, don't mess with them.
Exactly.
Like, there's that, like, I can make fun of them, no one else can. There's that, like, that's my sibling. They're the best. They can do anything kind of mentality. But yeah, we don't think that that's why she said that. What's the reason we think?
We think that Vi was toying with Caitlin.
Yeah, we definitely think Vi was toying with Caitlin when she said that.
I mean, she was toying with her as soon as she jumped down.
Yeah.
I think she was testing her if she would follow her.
That's true. Yeah, she was kind of like, yeah, to an extent.
Yeah, to an extent.
But now that she's down, she's just like, oh yeah, it's no biggie. And she said, all of us fisher folk can do this.
Like, who else? No one else really did that.
And yeah, you look around and you don't see anyone else doing that. It was really Vi and her group that you saw doing all that parkour.
Yep.
So, yeah, we definitely think that she was just messing with Caitlin and just having some fun at Caitlin's expense. Especially because, like, she sees Caitlin at that point still as an enforcer.
Yep.
And let's be honest, Vi doesn't have respect for the enforcers.
Not at all.
Yeah, especially after her time in prison. So she sees that she can kind of get one over on her, and she does at every chance she gets.
It's true though.
Yeah, she's like, I'm gonna just keep, like, helping you as much as will keep you satisfied-ish. Because Caitlin's not, she's like has a whole scene where she yells at Vi. But anyway, we don't think that it's because she idealized powder. We think she's just playing with Caitlin. Yeah. And then the next thing that he said that we had an opinion on was Vi absolutely does love Jinx, like she used to. And we disagree to an extent. We do think that she loves the powder that's in there somewhere, but Vi is very value driven, and her values don't align with Jinx's values at this point. Yeah, and even like personal relationship wise, Jinx has been hanging out with Silco for years, and at first she thought that it was just because it was an act of survival, and then she finds out that no, that Silco is like a dad to her, and it's her choice to stay with Silco. I think that was a big change in Jinx. That Vi, I think, even though she's like, nothing could change the fact that we're sisters, I think that it's like, yes, Vi hasn't changed in that she cares about her, but it's like, that's almost the most trying thing that Jinx could do would be to really love Silco, who caused the initial upset that killed everyone that she cared about besides Jinx.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that's literally the last thread.
Yeah.
That's the most trying thing you could possibly do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then his answer number 2 is that Vi has changed, and we think that, what was that? That she hasn't changed, but she still does love Powder, not Jinx. Okay, so that Vi had changed in that she no longer loves Jinx or Powder. Yeah. And so we think that she hasn't changed in the fact that she loves, like we said, the Powder that's in there somewhere. She loves the sister of hers that's in there somewhere. But really not Jinx. Who Jinx is today, I think Vi only loves her because she knows Powder's in there. Because of the shared family and shared history that they had. Yeah. So we agreed to an extent with that one. Yeah. The next thing that we want to share with you is our answer. And this is one that, like, I was, I think, in the kitchen, and I was like, oh my gosh, I think I figured something out. I think I figured out, and it was after watching Schnee's video, because before that, like, to be honest with you, I didn't even question it, and I think I didn't question it because this was my interpretation. And I didn't even, like, think to question my interpretation. I was like, oh, this is what it is. And it wasn't until watching this video that I started to think, what is going on here? And then I remembered my initial interpretation, which is, drumroll, that she, being Vi did change in that Vi's character used to care the very most about their chosen family, and also Powder being part of the family, but also their chosen family. So that group that they had together as a whole, Vi cared about them more than anything. And now she's changed since she got out of prison, in that she also cares about Caitlyn. Yeah, she has changed in that way.
Definitely.
Yeah. Also, the other thing that we had is that she wanted to go to war with Piltover. So when Vi was young, we saw those conversations between Vi and Vander where she wanted to go to war with Piltover. And she was saying, I want more for Jinx. I want her to have a better life than mine. And I want to fight them to get that. And Vander steers her away from that. But she was willing to go to war with Piltover. And she was willing to do whatever it took for her sister to have a better life. And she didn't really see Piltover, like, she didn't see the people as of value. She was just looking out for herself and her group. And now that she's with Caitlyn, and she cares about Caitlyn, she, in a way, is now, with this answer to Jinx's handing her the gun and saying, hey, you know, it's kind of like it's her or me.
Yeah.
To an extent.
To an extent.
Yeah, to an extent, it's her or me.
Yeah.
I can be the one you wanted. Is it enough for you to forget about her, leave her, kill her? And when it comes to that, I do think that Jinx sees that she chose Caitlyn
Mm-hmm.
over her. I definitely think she sees it that way, even though we think, like, why would Vi shoot someone with a gun? That's never been in her repertoire.
Mm-hmm.
But to Jinx, it's an act of war,
Mm-hmm.
really. For her to have killed Caitlyn would have started a war.
Mm-hmm.
It would have started something wild.
Oh yeah.
And so she's saying, like, are you still willing to go to war for me?
Mm-hmm.
So that you can have the me that's sweet and loving and innocent back.
Mm-hmm.
And when Vi rejects that offer, that's her just, in Jinx's mind, choosing Caitlyn over her. Yeah. But I don't think that Vi would have wanted to see Jinx, like, be happy about that either. You know, that would have been real. Not that I would have done it, but on the other side of that, it's like, yeah, how do you ever come back from that? Like, yeah, how do you ever come back from shooting someone that you care, let alone someone that you care about so much?
Yeah, I would not be able to live with herself with that one.
Yeah, but I do think, like, a main aspect of that whole story arc that happens over those several days between Jinx and between Caitlyn and Vi was both of them changing in that they gained a perspective, because in the beginning they really don't think much of each other.
No.
At all.
No, Caitlyn's just kind of like, you think I'm gonna trust you? Nope.
And they both have a lot of judgments about the worlds that the other comes from.
Yep.
And so through this whole story arc, they're learning this is a human, and this is a pretty honest, loyal, caring, breathing human being, and they're really putting a human face to the opposite place that the other comes from. Top side, bottom side. Yeah. Yeah, so that's our thoughts about what Jinx meant. And like I said, this is what I thought right away. Like, when Jinx said that, you've changed too, I didn't even question it, because I'm like, well, yeah, she has.
Yeah.
She's not the kind of person who just cares about going to war with Piltover anymore. Yeah, and she's come to care about Caitlyn, who's outside of their original family. Yeah, can definitely see how Jinx would think that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Alright, well, thanks for watching our ideas about this, our reactions and interpretations. Always so much fun. We, like, literally talk about this stuff all day together. I'll, like, pop my head out of the bedroom and be like, oh, I just thought of an idea about what's going on with Arcane. We're all the time having fun chatting about all of our ideas.
Did you realize this episode this? And she's like, no, honey, tell me, show me.
Yeah, did you know that this happened? And this? Maybe it's this. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. So yeah, we really value being able to share our thoughts out with other people who are thinking the same things and different things, and seeing also different perspectives. That's one of the reasons I really wanted to do this reaction video, to be like, oh, these are really cool perspectives that I didn't think about, and then give those reactions about which ones we agreed to and which ones we didn't. Yep. So anyway, sending you all so much love. Till next time, take care of yourselves.
Laters.